Hello and welcome to part 2 of our season 3 finale here at What's on Draft. This is it, kids. Can you feel it? That special finale feeling? I feel it. It's the feeling of freedom. I'm your host, Tom, and today we're going to resume our adventures in Hawaii. On the last episode, we drank Kohola beer on Maui. Today, we're drinking Kohana rum on Oahu. Oahu is the most populated of the Hawaiian Islands, but is far from an urban sprawl. There is no shortage of beautiful topography and beaches to explore. But I wasn't in Oahu to vacation and have a good time. I was here to work hard creating an amazing season finale for you. So I decided to work extra hard by drinking some locally produced rum. Located in Kunia near the center of the island of Oahu, Kohana Distillers specializes in rum made from Hawaiian sugarcane, which has recently become quite rare. Upon arrival, a handsome young man named Zach showed me around the cane fields.
So this area actually used to belong to Del Monte Plantation. For 100 years, they were actually growing sugarcane and pineapples. So from the 1800s up until 2006, this was all farmland. Next to us is actually a banana farmer. There's our cane. We're actually passing our cane right now. So this is, I think it's the cane lahi. So one of the varietals that we use to produce rum with. We grow 34 varietals of sugarcane. And what we do that's really unique is we'll dedicate single varietals to each batch of rum. And so these canes are actually heirloom varieties of cane. These are actually canoe plants. They're brought here by the first settlers maybe about 1,000 years ago, all on the first voyage. And so these plants are a part of that, those canoe plants. And, the really neat thing about our operation is you don't see a lot of distilleries that are able to control the raw product. And so vertically integrated from the farmer to fermenting to distilling and bottling and even sales, everything is done through us. And so that's kind of the neat thing we're able to control, from the top to the bottom.
After touring the fields, I took a look at the distillery and the tasting room, and I ran into a young woman who used to intern at Amplified Ales right here in San Diego. She understood my need for rum and let me taste a few varieties. It's Mackenzie from Amplified. What do you miss about San Diego?
Mexican food.
I was gonna guess that. I had tacos in Maui and they were like...
I miss Cali burritos. Yes.
Well, you can't get poke on the mainland like you can here though.
Yeah, so it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
It's, price of paradise, I guess, right?
For sure. Yeah, well, it's definitely paradise.
Yes.
Well, tell me about Kohana.
So there's two different kind of categories of rum production. You have what's called industrial, which is going to be using the byproduct of table sugar production, which is molasses. 98% of the world actually does their rum production this way.
Right.
So they're taking that nice molasses, and then that's what they go on to then ferment and distill. But here, when we had this beautiful cane, really the only way that made sense was to make it an agricole style. So agricole is a French designation for rum production, in which you're actually taking that cane, juicing it fresh, and then using that to then ferment and distill.
But there is a wild yeast that comes with the cane, kind of?
Yes, absolutely. So it's just living on that cane, and as it's getting crushed fresh, all of that's just carrying right over into the vessel.
Okay, so you ferment it into like a wine and then...
It actually will ferment for about 4 days, and then it's turned into what's known as a cane wine. So 10% alcohol by volume at this point, and then that's what's going into the still.
What does that taste like? Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, so it's kind of sweet and kind of like an earthier flavor.
I saw the cane juice in there is pretty cloudy, but this comes out clear. Do you guys fine it or anything, or does it just...
So that's actually why we have a hybrid setup with our stills. So we'll go into the pot still first. That's where we're kind of extracting that first level of alcoholic vapors. And then our column still is there to kind of further purify it down.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm gonna pour for you is our Kea series. It's a single varietal, so the cane is actually gonna be hand stamped on the side. Now the cane varietal you're gonna try is Manulele. That's our distillery heading, so it's kind of our flagship cane.
Oh, cool.
So it's this nice, beautiful purple cane with yellow stripes.
Zach was saying that it's like, can be considered an aphrodisiac or like bringing people together and all this cool stuff.
Yeah, and the Lahana Aloha ceremonies, so kind of like these love magic.
Well, and it's also cool that you guys still have cane because all the plantations are gone now.
Correct.
And so there's not nearly as much sugar cane in Hawaii as there used to be, like when my dad was a kid.
Yeah.
And so it's cool that you guys still have cane on these fields and you harvest it yourself and it's like all within
Oh yeah, I mean we like to call it the grass to glass production for sure, because we're literally distilling a stone's throw away from where we're growing our raw product, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This one's gonna be proof to 40% or 80 proof, but all of that flavor and essence that you're getting that might be different than a molasses-based rum is just from that cane. One of the unique
smells
things,
different than most rum I've had. I mean, most
it's
rum
very fragrant.
I drank like Catmo in college. Like I never really understood good rum, but It smells amazing. Do you guys water it back to get it right at 40 or?
Yes, so it's coming off of the still in what's known as the Heart's Cut.
But you have delicious Hawaiian water
Yes.
to do it, right?
Exactly.
Do you guys ever sell a cask strength or not really?
We do in our barrel age.
That's really good.
The cask strength comes out at, like in the last one we did, 61.6%. Yeah. One of my favorite parts of the tasting too is that we'll also have a different varietal available. So it really kind of hones in on this difference of how much the cane can differ from each other in certain terms of flavor, which is pretty cool.
It's kind of like at White Labs where they ferment the same wort with like 10 different kinds of yeast.
Exactly, and that's like my favorite, you know, you can really geek out on that stuff.
Yeah.
Same kind of concept, but just single varietals of cane.
When they see brown rum in the supermarket,
Spiced, right?
It's spiced rum and it's usually caramel color. This is actually from the barrel, the color.
This isn't gonna have any additives. So all it is still sugarcane juice, yeast, and water. However, all that color is just coming from the resting vessel or the barrel. It's called Pakavelli, that's in this one. Different than that Manulele cane.
Are you gonna have some with me?
Yeah, I mean, twist my arm.
You're at work, you have to do it.
It's professional, right?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh man, that's really good.
So Pakavelli is just a type of fish. A lot of the cane names actually are reference to a lot of fish.
Hawaiians fish a lot because there's a lot of fish.
Yeah. But this one went into a New American Oak barrel first, and then transferred to a second use Woodford Reserve Old Forester barrel.
And then barrel smooths it out a lot.
But we'll get our New American Oak barrels from the only female in cooperage in the US, Black Swan, over in Minneapolis. Pretty cool.
Dope.
And then we also will get our hands on a bunch of second use barrels, so like the Woodford Reserve. We've also used Buffalo Trace, Laphroaig Scotch,
cool.
Chardonnay and sherry barrels. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had rum made from cane juice.
Yeah, so you actually mostly see agricole style more in the French Caribbean. It's really big kind of in the Martinique area. Raw product is where everything starts. The quality control you have over that really carries over in your final flavors. So we're literally hand macheting it down and then trucking it right to the front door to start the whole process, which is pretty cool.
You don't have to ship it from the mainland, just go grab it.
Distributing over to the LA area. So you'll have to look out for us over there.
If you live in a state where shipping alcohol is okay, you guys will ship it, right?
As long as shipping's allowed, yeah. But we always obviously recommend people just come on over.
Yeah, I mean, if you can come here, that's obviously better.
Yeah, if you can come here, yeah, do the tour.
All right, well, I think we nailed it.
Awesome.
Can I try this one again?
Yeah. I might have to as well.
Our camera operator wants to try some. Cheers.
Cheers.
After finishing both bottles of rum, we decided to leave Oahu and head back to Maui. Now, as someone who is native Hawaiian by blood, I can tell you that it is traditional to go to the beach after you drink rum. And after you do pretty much anything. And before you do anything. Everyone goes to the beach all the time. So it comes as no surprise that I ran into my friend Kim. Kim is one of our original Kickstarter backers, and she's also the head brewer at Maui Brewing Company. So she came equipped with a cooler full of beer. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm great. Welcome to Maui.
Yeah.
You want a beer?
I would love a beer. What do you got for me?
We got a Kohana, our Pilsner.
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 I'll take it. What else? Well, you tell me what else you have.
We got Big Swell IPA.
Big Swell IPA.
2 Tickets to Paradise, our collaboration with Crooked Stave.
I'll probably do that next.
I might have that right now, actually.
Okay. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. So tell me, Kim, what drove you to come to Maui to work?
Well, this is kind of my second homecoming as it is, because I worked for Maui from 2007 to 2012.
Right, you worked here and then you were at St. Archer for a bit and then you came back.
Garrett kind of jokes that it was me going to college for 4 years. I was in San Diego doing a collaboration with Yiga Miyashiro at Pizza Port. Heather from Bird Rock put her coffee in our beer as well, and it was called Return of the Mac. And Heather is now my wife. So she's a big reason why I moved to San Diego, and we stayed there for 4 years, and we just recently came back to Maui about 1.5 years ago.
Is she doing coffee roasting stuff out here?
She is. She's starting her own business. It's called Origin Coffee Roasters. The roasting facility will actually be in our brewery in Kihei. It was clear for me that Hawaii was like where I've always wanted to live, and I just had to convince her. I was like, it's the only place that grows coffee. You know,
right.
Like, we have our own house, and our dogs love it as well. We have 3 of them.
Oh, 3 dogs?
We bought the house for them.
Yeah. You gotta have room for the pups.
Yeah.
I feel like if I moved here, I would just get super fat because I would just eat fish and malasadas every day and drink Maui Brewing beer and just. How do you stay like not? You gotta keep moving.
Keep active. Yeah. Go surfing. Go hiking. Brewing is actually still pretty physical.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
I'm still like on the floor a lot. When I first moved here, everyone was like, oh, is it island fever? And I actually feel the complete opposite. I feel like I'm more claustrophobic in a big city, but here the ocean is just like so open and vast, and there's so much to do that I never feel like island fever at all.
It is pretty damn beautiful. Do you find that it's a little bit more laid back here? Is that something that you enjoy, that it's just a very small, tight-knit kind of group?
I do, and I think we're kind of like the bigger brewery on the islands, but we're always willing to help Kohana or even some of the Oahu breweries with hops and just different techniques. Craft beer, when I left, was pretty much nothing here. I mean, like seeing brands like Pizza Port, Modern Times here is huge. It just helped kind of educate the Hawaiian market of what craft beer was, and we were like really thirsty for it.
So it's cool to be able to utilize local ingredients in your beverages like sugarcane and coffee. Do you guys use a lot of local stuff at
We
Maui?
do.
Or?
For years we used local sugarcane. Unfortunately, almost 2 years ago, the sugarcane factory closed down.
Right.
We still use local pineapple juice grown like Haile Miley area. We're lucky to have such a diverse agricultural like supply of fruits and different herbs and spices
What's your favorite beer that you're brewing right now?
that I'm brewing right now. Well, I'm brewing right now our Lilikoi Saison. We're adding local Lilikoi to it as well, and then fermenting it with Sacbrux Swap. It gives a ton of like overripe mango, kind of tropical fruit characters to it.
Oh, cool.
I've never brewed a hazy IPA before, and so Morgan came out a couple months ago, and we brewed our first hazy, and we did a blend of London 3 and then Sacbrux Swap. And I have never thrown that much oats in a mash, and I was like, are you sure? I was a little like, but we just kept throwing bags in. And I think we actually ended up putting more than what we were planning on too, because we lost count of the bags.
You gotta get that protein, bro.
Yeah.
What do you miss about San Diego? Probably just some of the people there. Who are
Mexican food, I think.
Mexican food.
Tortillas. So that's what I miss. I do miss like the crew I did work with at St. Archer, you know, Yiga and Greg. Some of the best like times I've had, just like learning from them and being able to like be with my like brothers.
Yeah, but you're out here in paradise, so I mean,
know, they're jealous.
they probably are. I think everyone's a little jealous. I feel like cans are good, especially out here.
They're perfect.
They're perfect.
And if you notice too, our cans are a little bit different than cans that you would get on the mainland. It's because we get our cans produced in Oahu.
Yeah, I mean, you probably have to get local as much as you can, right?
That's why we did cans in the beginning, because shipping bottles over here would have been we wouldn't have made any money.
That's why it's always cans when I have Maui in the mainland.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Well, you guys probably prop your own yeast as much as possible too then, huh?
We do. We have a pretty big like yeast tank system. We kind of bank yeast strains and keep them until we want to brew something on the fly, and we can prop it up in a week. We are going to produce about 60,000 barrels this year.
Oh, wow.
And above 70% of that is consumed on the islands.
And it's probably good for you guys as well that people are drinking it here, because it probably is hard to ship it.
Yeah. It's expensive to ship it. We ship all refrigerated to the mainland, and it's probably twice as much to ship refrigerated, but it's important to keep beer cold and keep it tasting good. We just got our wine license, so we're producing some ciders. Apples from the Pacific Northwest, but we're kind of blending it with local fruit like pineapple juice, mango. We have a still that we're commissioning actually, and we're going to be producing gins, single malt whiskey.
Oh, very cool. So you guys will be doing all kinds of spirits.
Yeah, canned cocktails similar to like what Cutwater is doing.
Oh, yeah.
We're also doing kind of craft sodas as well. We have a ginger beer that we're working on, a cola, and we also have a root beer. Garrett's pretty good about getting licenses. He's been working on it for a while, so luckily we're able to do it under one roof. It'll be nice to be able to use like our spirited barrels in our beer program as well. So.
Well, this is like our season finale, so
It's a perfect season finale.
you did great.
Thanks. Good try.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. We're going to Lahaina tomorrow, so maybe I'll stop by and...
I'm actually in Kihei.
Oh, well, I should have had you go over there. I came over here because I thought you were over there. We got the rental car in Kihei.
Oh, okay. That's fine. It got me out of the brewery, which is great.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think we nailed it.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
With our final interview of season 3 drawn to a close, all that remained before heading home to California was to have another beer and go for a swim.
That is it for this season of What's on Draft. I want to thank all of you for supporting this endeavor through social media, sexy calendar purchases, and of course, free beer. I also want to thank all of our Kickstarter backers from season 1. If it hadn't have been for you guys, we would have gotten to season 3. So thank you. And I don't think I can ever express how much it means to me that any of you chose to go on this journey with me. So instead, I'll just say, cheers.